Now let's look a little bit at the hands on the clock. We can go backwards in time here. So he entered his Chandra Mahadasha, his moon main period, in September 71. It ran until September 81. So he starts running for office in double moon. Moon rules good fortune. Jupiter sitting in Moon's house, wealth, status, and family life. Moon is under the influence of Rahu, operating out of the house of professional life and career, and it rules ambition and charisma. But then Mars comes, he gets elected, but a few weeks after he gets elected, he loses his wife. Mars in the 12th house of loss, ruled by Venus, and K2 is afflicting this house. So some past life suffering, some past life calamity. Now let's go to the transit chart. All significant events in life are connected with the planetary transits. So here's December 18th, 1972, when he lost his wife. Look at the transit here. The outer chart is the transit chart. Inner chart is his birth chart. It's the same as this chart here. It's just in a circular form. This is the birth degrees, this is the transit degrees. And this is the dashas. But look at the transit here. See, there's three ways transits have an impact. Transit planets can impact transit planets. So look at this transit Rahu. Rahu is at 23 degrees. Connect transit Jupiter at 21 degrees. Anytime planets are within 5 degrees of each other, there's an impact. So this Rahu and then K2 opposite operating out of the house of accidents and death-like experiences is afflicting this Jupiter, ruling children and ruling the second house of continuation of family life. So Rahu and K2 caused this discontinuation of family life. He was in a Mars subperiod, and transit Mars is in the 12th house of losses, and his natal Mars is in the 12th house of losses. And transit Venus ruling this 12th house of losses. Look at this transit Venus. It's sitting at 6 degrees in Scorpio. And what does he have at 5.5 degrees in Scorpio? Venus, his wife. So transit Venus ruling the 12th house of losses and hospitalization was transiting Venus ruling his wife. Loss of wife. So all significant events can be seen in the transit chart. So it's actually a good idea to get into the habit of watching the transits. Oh, and this recent situation where he lost his son. So this is Joe Biden's chart at the time of birth. This is Joe Biden's chart and where the planets are recently. So he went into his Jupiter Mahadasha main period in September 2006. It will run until September 2022. So Jupiter rules wealth and status, family life. It's in the house of divine grace, good luck, and good fortune. But it's weak in infant state, 2 degrees, and it's ruled by this badly placed moon, which is afflicted by Rahu. So this can cause some unexpected calamity. Current subperiod is Venus. Venus for Scorpio is the most malefic planet. It rules his 12th house. And it afflicts Sun, which is natural significator for male children. And it afflicts Sun, ruling the house of karma and professional life. We would also see that Rahu and Ketu at 13 degrees are a little bit close to the ascendant at 10 degrees. So they're basically afflicting 6 of the 12 houses, where they occupy and where they aspect. And this transit Rahu is afflicting this natal Saturn. See, there's 3 ways. Transit planets can impact transit planets. Transit planets can impact natal planets. And natal planets can impact transit planets. So there's 3 ways to watch. Look at this Venus here. Let's go back to that. Look at that. This Venus is the most malefic planet. Let's go look at May 30th and the transits. Here's May 30th. Look at transit Venus here, 29 degrees, sitting right here. So at 29 degrees, it's only 3 degrees from Jupiter, ruling children, male children, and continuation of family life. So this transit Venus is afflicting this Jupiter here. And Rahu and Ketu at 14 degrees were close to the rising sign degree, so they were afflicting 6 of the 12 houses. And this Rahu here was afflicting this Saturn here. And Mars for Scorpio is not a favorable planet. A lot of Scorpios think that Mars is okay for them. It's not. The Multracone sign for Mars is Aries, and the Multracone sign takes precedence in terms of the functional nature of the planet. So Mars becomes a functional malefic planet as well. So look at transit Mars, 15 degrees, right on top of Saturn at 16 degrees, and on top of natal Sun, transit Sun and transit Mercury. So this Mars was causing trouble. Okay, so look at this transit Saturn here. Transit Saturn retrograde at 7 degrees. Why is that a problem? Take this Saturn, put him over here at 7 degrees. He's on top of Venus. Saturn rules the 4th house, happiness at home. Venus rules loss of happiness at home, loss of sun. Saturn being afflicted by, this is transit Saturn being afflicted by natal Venus. This is transit Mars afflicting natal Saturn, and this is transit Mars afflicting transit Sun and transit Mercury. So our prayers and our best wishes are, of course, with the Biden family. He's been through a lot of hardship. He's a good man, means well, but we need to know our horoscopes, and we need to do the remedies for our horoscopes. The earlier we do the remedies, the sooner we have some protection, some guidance. Horoscope is known as Sanchita Karma, the karma we brought in to work out this lifetime. Horoscope means the hour and the observed, so we're simply observing a person's time of birth. If we don't know how the planets are operating, if we don't know when they are operating, and if we don't know what to do to fix our charts, then we meet with the destiny in the chart, and we have the same problems over and over and over in life. So heyam dukkam anagatam, avert the danger, avert the suffering that has not yet come. You do twofold planetary remedies. You strengthen your favorable planets, and you propitiate, you honor the planets causing adverse effects. So you can strengthen your favorable planets with color therapy, gemstone therapy, and the mystical pendant known as a kavacham, sterling silver yantra. For the planets causing adverse effects, you do Bhuta Yagya and Deva Yagya. Bhuta Yagya would be charities, and Deva Yagya would be chants, spiritual chants. So do the proper remedies for your chart, and you will have some protection and much smoother sailing for the rest of your life. Namaste.